Colossals, big fat horse's ass on toast, stop ringing that goddamn bell. Shit the bed. Well, howdy, folks. Come on in. Well, from the looks of them fancy breeches and sassy little hairdos, y'all ain't from around here, are you? So where y'all from? What? I didn't quite get that. Ah. Obviously all y'all is mutes, 'cause you wouldn't be fucking with me now, would you? No, no. See, the last guy that fucked with me ain't having a real good howdy-do today right now. Y'all city slickers think you can come in here and just waste my whole goddamn day, don't you? Well, the hell with that. Get the hell on out of here. I got me some chickens to be dealing with. Look, if you don't quit doing the asshole shuffle and pick one of these goddamn options, I'm gonna come over there and put my boot up your ass. Well, fine. Fine. You can just stand there and kiss a dog's titties for all I care. I got me some reading I gotta catch up on, if you don't mind. Christ. Get this here thing on. Jesus. Oh. Yeah, that's a picture of the Grand Canyon or my ex-girl one. Yeah, let me see here if I got it. Oh, darling. I would purely love to bite you in the ass, take the lockjaw and have you drag me to death. Oh, yeah. Oh, my Lord. All that and flexible, too. Damn. Let me see here. Turn-ons. Oh, shit. Long walks on the beach, candlelight dinners, puppies. Fuck. Oh, turn-offs. Rude people. Violence. Clowns. Fucking whore. What the hell are you all still doing here? What, are you in love with my ass or something? Well, why don't you just get up off that couch and come here and kiss me on my ass then? Jesus Christ. Oh, well, fine. It is now official. You have just wasted most of my fucking day. It's lunchtime already. Damn. You will excuse me, won't you? Well, thank you very much. One of them juicy motherfuckers. Oh, yeah. I love this shit. Oh, damn. Y'all gotta get a laugh, I'm telling you. I bet you these go over real big at the police station. Damn. Well, fuck you very much.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Happy, what day is it? Thursday?
Thursday, welcome back.
Still on vacation, so I don't even know what time it is or day it is. I got to go back to work Monday. I don't feel very good. I got a bunch of shit in my throat and my chest, and had heartburn for like 3 days.
Really? What'd you eat?
Well, 16 straight days of eating fucking broth and noodles and shit.
Yeah, a lot of carbs. Yeah.
No, it's not that. That stuff made me feel pretty good. It's just like a lot of broth, and as soon as we got back, we're like, we want some fucking pizza or something.
Oh God, yeah.
16 days of just Japanese, which I love Japanese food, but after like 16 days, man, I'm like, all right, everything was sounding good again. Like everything you're sick of eating, you can't decide what you want to eat for dinner, what you want to cook or get or whatever. Dude, it all sounded good. It was great. And we ate pizza, and dude, I've been feeling it for fucking 3 days.
Oh yeah.
Burning,
the red sauce will get you, man.
I don't like it, man.
Absolutely.
Getting old, but how's everybody doing? Happy Thursday.
Yeah, man. It's good to be back. It's been 3 weeks now, right? My camera just
Mm,
moved. That was weird.
yeah, I don't know. I was gone for 16 days. I know we had an episode go up while I was out, but yeah, we probably haven't streamed in a few weeks. I streamed with Mac a couple days ago to talk about the new Mortal Kombat 2 photo drop and stuff like that. So that was fun to sort of touch base with him and chat with him. Yeah, Zakito, what's going on, bro? I'm still trying to get on US time.
Really?
Yeah, because it fucks with you, man. It's a long journey, and the jet lag is real. And
You were probably gone during daylight savings time as well. So
oh, we don't acknowledge it
I
in
guess,
Arizona, so I
yeah,
don't
you
know.
don't. I
It
guess
doesn't really
I
make a
forgot
difference to
about that.
me, but it's
Yeah.
just really tough. And they say it takes X amount of days per time zone you cross to get over it. And when I got back, because Japan is 16 hours ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 16 hours in the future. So more, most of the time I'm like the next day, like later. And so when I came back, I was falling asleep at I was like waking up at 1 a.m. I was like falling asleep at like
Wow.
5 p.m., waking up at 1. And I've been trying to work at that to get better at it. And I keep falling asleep early. And I'm trying to I push myself to stay awake last night. I'm like, I got to stay up till midnight. I have to stay awake till midnight so I can get up at like 8. I need to correct this because I've been getting up and last few days I've been getting up at like 4 a.m. And I don't like that either. I don't like getting up at 3 and 4 because I can't sleep, and I'll get up for like a few hours, and I just don't like naps. So I'm trying to get it.
How's the old lady feeling?
She had to go right back to work. She didn't take any time off. She's never taken like a big trip. I tried telling her, I'm like, you need, there's going to be an adjustment. So I took a week off, and she's like, she had to go right back to the job. So, I mean, she did that fine, but she gets home and she goes right to bed. So it's still fucking with her because the thing is she's getting up at the time we were getting up over, like she's getting up at like 4 a.m. So she gets up at like 5 something usually for work. She's a teacher, but so she's been waking up at like 3 and 4. So it's not too drastic, but she's just exhausted when she gets home. So, hey, I get to stream and there's no complaints because she's out like a light.
Yeah, sorry about not streaming last night. We had power outages. We had a big blizzard here yesterday, which was crazy, man. So
yeah, is it really crazy though? You guys are always fucking dealing with that every year.
No, this one's pretty bad. So they called us last night, the power company, saying we wouldn't have power until Monday, and then an hour later it popped back on. So there's some people in town that aren't getting it back till Monday. I couldn't even imagine. I would get a hotel for 4 days. Not have
you would be. You would.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do you does your
Adrian?
Is your job does your job like comp you to stay home, or do you have to go into the office? What do you do? Do you
I
go
still
in the
go
office?
in the office. I still go in the office.
Got it.
So I went to the office today, and yesterday I couldn't even make it in the office. Nobody could.
Yeah,
it was so bad out. But
yeah, Mendoza, how you doing, bro? Zakito says when I was over in Europe, it fucked me for 3 weeks, and I don't feel like I enjoyed it as much. In Europe, I mean, Europe's lightweight. Once you've been to Asia, I've been to Asia a couple times, and it's just Europe's nothing, dude. It's just the longest flight I've ever been on. I mean, what is it like from New York? It's like 5 or 6 hours. It's not Europe's not nearly as bad. I went to China, and to be frank, our Japan flights weren't too bad. I think our first one was out of LA, and it was 13 hours. And then the one on the way back was Tokyo to San Fran, which is actually only like 10 and a half. So it's really not that bad, dude. I was on a plane for 16 plus hours once to China.
Ugh.
It was just so these actually felt not as bad, but it's the whole ordeal because you're traveling for over 24 hours because you have to consider, okay, you're waking up extra early to get to the airport. You're getting to the airport. I'm like already prepped to be a middle-aged dad or whatever because I want to be at the airport 5 hours early.
Oh, absolutely. I'd rather sit in the chair and wait.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna wait anyway. You might as well get through your shit, check your bags, and because I don't like dealing with that stress where you're running like on the wire. I don't like it, and I'm not very fun to be around when I'm like that kind of stressed. But so yeah, it's like we get up early in the morning. We're probably up 5 hours. We're heading to the airport 5 hours before our flight actually leaves. And then, our first flight leaves, which is, going to be like a couple of hours to connect. And then we've got a layover. And then you got the big flight from like wherever in California to Japan. You're traveling for 24 hours and it's just a lot. And I never sleep like on that stuff. Like if I got to get up at like 2 a.m, if I have to get up
sleep on the flight,
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but I can't really sleep on a flight. I'm saying I don't sleep before that.
Do they not have like a cabin or something you can sleep in on the international flight?
Something you can sleep in. This isn't a train, dude. What are you talking about? Private cart? What are you
So
talking
they
about?
don't have like private, like they don't have regular seating for international.
Have you never been on an international plane?
No, I haven't. No.
You've watched Home Alone?
Well, I mean, I've seen planes where they have like a cover on the sides or whatever, where you don't have to see your neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're talking about like first class.
Oh, okay.
That's first class. That's business class, where they have like their own little pod, and yeah, you got like 2 people per pod, but there's a wall separating you two, and then you have like enough space.
So basically,
to lay down
there for 16 hours.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And then like I don't get, so there's 3 classes, right? There's like the shittiest economy, there's main cabin, then there's like premium economy, and there's first class. You have to at least get main cabin. Like don't cheap out. Don't get you want at least main cabin because you can at least change your flight free and you can pick your seat and they're just, and sometimes the seats are a little bigger, dude, but yeah, it's like a premium economy on an international like Boeing flight is like the equivalent to a domestic flight first class. Because you ever been on like a smaller plane in domestic, domestic? Yeah. First class isn't typically those pods you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's it. But that's what like premium economy is. And those are wider seats, a little bit more leg room, but they're still seats. But yeah, dude, I always get offers to upgrade on domestic flights. If they can't sell all the business classes, they'll offer you, like when you're checking in, hey, you want to upgrade to business class, only $90 or whatever. But I'm like, I can't even justify it for a 2-hour flight. I'm like, no, it's fine. No. But you really want that shit on an international flight, but it's so expensive because but you're not going to get lucky. They're always going to sell out. If somebody's flying from the US to Japan, the business class is getting full. Because nobody wants to be crammed in between 2 fat asses on a 16-hour flight or whatever. So, but it's just so expensive. We're talking thousands of dollars.
Do you get to know your neighbor?
Yeah, my wife, sure.
No, I'm saying on the flight. Do you get to know the people on the flight? That sort of thing. Like farted. Oh, that's just Johnny from row 2.
When I was single and I was traveling by myself. Yeah, you sometimes I would kind of get to know the people next to me, have a little conversation and whatever. Because it's like, maybe you have to be getting up and you're like, hey, you might as well get to know them because if someone
that's fine on like a 2-hour flight, but a 16-hour, you're pretty much committed to actually. No,
that's what I'm saying. So if you're on a really big flight, you might as well do your how you do's to whoever's next to you because they might have to ask you to get up if they need to use the restroom. It's long. People are gonna have to get up and stretch their legs, and that's what it happens. And but yeah, no, it was just my wife there. I just kind of talked to her and stayed in my own zone. So, but yeah, but it wasn't that bad for her. It was brutal, but I'm like, man, I've had worse. I've had so much worse. It wasn't
the Greyhound buses. I'm sure
they've upgraded all the Boeings. So they've changed all the Boeing 707s and all that shit. So like the seats are a little better than what they used to be. And, there's a little bit more leg room than there used to be, but they made the seats skinnier, I noticed. So it's like the seats are a little skinnier, but I got a little bit more leg room. So I had enough leg room to stretch out. So it wasn't like the end of the world. I'm like, you know what? I can fucking deal. And I got to have, when you're on a long flight, the rule is, if you're on a shorter domestic flight, where you got the two rows, yeah, get a fucking window or whatever. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. But if you're on an international jumbo jet and it's got like at least the 3 rows, get in the middle row. Fuck the windows. Because on those really big flights, you want easy access to get out of there and move around and walk around. Get on the aisle, and I want an aisle seat in the middle, and I want to have my legs out there, and that's just what you want. And if it's not very sold out, you might get. When I flew the first time, I think it was going to England, and I flew on British Airways. It was the nicest flight I've ever been on because they had the seats. It was like 4 seats per row, and I had an entire middle row of 4 seats to myself. So I got to lay down. So I laid down like a bed.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And, you know, and with those overnight flights, they give you like three meals. You get 3 meals. They, at bedtime, they shut down the cabin lights and the windows, and it's really cool. I actually really like it. It's like dark and everybody's quiet and everybody's like just sleeping, and it's really relaxing. Plus, you know, it's like most people have headphones and stuff.
What do they give you on the flight? What meal do they give you? Turkey sandwich?
No, it's usually fitting to wherever you're coming from. So when I was flying to and from Tokyo, it was Japan Airlines, operated by you know, in conjunction with American Air, but it was Japan Air. So in Japan Airlines, it's like the entire staff is Japanese, and I can't understand a fucking damn word they're saying, trying to give you the instructions over the intercom. It's like very thick accent, and they're using, but you know, it's Asian themed stuff. So I don't know. I had some kind of like pasta. They'll give you a whole like tray. They'll give you like a juice, you know, water. They'll give you like a salad, a main dish, and it's, you know, piping hot. They keep it all. It's not bad. I mean, airline food is not that bad, and I heard it's a lot better than what it used to be. It's pretty good. I mean, it does the trick. And then, you know, and then on international flights, they're not as cheap as domestic flights. They don't even give you peanuts anymore, guys. On like domestic flights, you don't even get fucking peanuts or anything anymore. Fuck you. No, but on international flights, you're getting fed 3 meals if it's an overnighter. But you're getting fed, you know, if it's not like an overnighter, a lot of times you'll get at least 1 meal. They'll feed you depending on how, you know, in coordinates with how long you're flying. But also they'll have on those Boeings, they'll have like a commons area in between main cabin, in between business class, that you can go ahead and just help yourself to snacks and drinks.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, it's like, oh, go help yourself. There's more Cokes or sodas or whatever, you know. So they take care of you a little bit more, which, I mean, they fucking should. I mean, at that point, I feel like they have to, because it's like, I'm sure if they could get away with gouging and be like, no food for you guys. But I think with them keeping you on a flight for as long, it's like probably considered inhumane to not give you shit. It's just like, sure, we can't force them to cough up money like he's starving on this plane or he's thirsty or whatever. But they do that when it's a 2 to 6 hour flight in the States. Fuck you, can't have water, you can't have crackers, oyster crackers in 2025. Nah,
I still like oyster crackers. Real quick, let's go to the chat and say hi to some people. How about that?
Yeah, okay, why not? I guess. Mutineer. Did the girls lure you into the robber's den again? Well, that was China. This is Japan. They're a lot nicer in Japan.
So chat wise, we have Zakito, we have Adrian, we have gamer guys in here. Blaine hasn't been in here in a while. So hey,
okay,
Blaine.
all right. Let's start from the top, and then I kind of want to address some of those questions. We already said hi to Mendoza. Zakito, my boy, he says, when I went over to Europe, yeah, the whole thing with Europe. You guys got snow, right? Yeah, blah blah blah. You ever get a bad case of homesickness when you're in another country? That's a good question, Ishmael. No, not homesickness. When I was traveling throughout my 20s and I was gone for months and months at a time, yeah, sometimes. It just depends. I remember the first time, and when I was in Europe the first time, no, I wasn't homesick at all, because, you know, I didn't feel disconnected because people spoke English, and you can kind of get like your kind of food there. You can get ketchup, you can get pepper, you can get McDonald's or whatever. But when I went to Asia for the first time, and I was in China for like a few months, and then I went to Japan, and yeah, I started feeling it, because in China I was totally isolated. There's no English, zero, zilch. And I had to like kind of feel what it felt like to be a foreigner here that can't speak English, and I had to sit there and go around and mime like Harambe for shit and get around, and it taught me how to like communicate without the language. And yeah, there was moments where I started to feel kind of lonely and a little depressed, but it was kind of cool. It was what I signed up for. I'm like, oh, I wanted to feel what it feels like, but it didn't last long. But I remember by the time I was done with that first time in Asia and China, I was pretty worn out. I remember I had been there like 4 months, and I'd been traveling all over China, and I had went to Japan and back. And I remember when I was like a week out from my flight home, I remember I was staying in like this backpackers hostel, and these people were coming in and and they were kind of just like, I think, turning their nose up at me, like, because these people were coming into Beijing, which is where I was at the time before I was going to go home. They were coming in for a few days, and you're backpacking, you're there, you're on a schedule. Hey, let's go look at this. Let's go to the Kingdom of Heaven. Let's go to the Forbidden Zone. And me, I'd kind of like been there, done that. And I'm like, I was just laying in bed. They're like, look at this fucking guy. You're all the way in fucking China. You want to fucking do anything? I'm like, guys,
I've seen it all. I don't need to.
I'm just saying, dude, I was tired. I've been here for 4 months.
Yeah.
Like I was like a few days flying home. I just spent the last week in bed in the group hostel on my laptop, listening to music, fucking eating ramen noodles. I'm like, I'm good. You always regret it though, because like whenever you come back home or you're done with that, you're always like, man, I should have did more. You always should have did more, but it's impossible to see and do everything because you get exhausted. Sometimes you need rest days or whatever. And it sucks because you kind of have to go to these places with the attitude of, I might never get to come here again. This is China. Like I may never get to come back to China again. I should really make the most out of it. So you feel bad. I remember when I came back, I'm like, I felt bad. Like I kind of squandered the last couple weeks there. And I remember I wanted to go to some other places, but like money was running tight. And I'm like, well, it's going to be easy to do it. I'm here. I might as well go like to Tibet. I wanted to go to Tibet, but Tibet was a pain in the ass because I needed a whole new visa for Tibet. And they would only let you have that visa and get into Tibet if you booked like a group tour. You had to be part of a group that went into Tibet. They wouldn't let you just go in there willy-nilly like a free person and do like I like to do. And it was very expensive. And I felt bad, but it's like I didn't have the money at the time. I was really scrounging and really it was spreading myself thin to do all this stuff. And sure, it would have been much easier to go to Tibet while I was in mainland China than it is now, but sometimes you just can't swing it. But I felt like that a little bit too with Russia too, but it is what it is. I love Europe, man. Europe, I feel totally fine. But that honestly, I don't really in those days, I didn't really feel like I had a home. I mean, I didn't really feel any connection to Missouri. I didn't really feel any connection to
the only home he's ever known.
Oh, I grew up all over the place. I mean, I was like always the new kid, all the way up until, when I moved to Nebraska. I used to live in this place called Elkhorn in Nebraska, and I would move back and forth there all the time because that's where my parents' parents lived. And we'd go, that would be like home base. I'd go to like 1 grade in Elkhorn, then we'd move to we'd be in fucking Tennessee, and I moved back to Elkhorn, go to Kentucky, I'd move to Florida, back to Elkhorn, blah 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 blah. And I went to high school and stuff in Omaha, but then we went to Missouri when I was 16, and I don't know, I didn't really feel like I belonged anywhere because I kept getting tough. So I don't really feel homesick. I feel at home in Arizona. I mean, this is like the first place I've ever been in where I feel like, okay, this is my place. I came here and just laid roots, and didn't have any family here, and just kind of, now I have family here. Now they all fucking follow me out here, but still feels like home. I don't envy Todd. Every year, man, he's like, oh, the power went out, the fucking blizzards. I'm like, I went home in January and visited people in Missouri, family, and it was when that cold front was moving through the Midwest back in January.
It was brutal.
It was brutal. And I went back there. I'm like, cool runnings and penguins and ice. Like, like fucking Asenka, I must drive. I felt like that guy. And
it's horrible, man.
It was terrible. I got sick. I got terribly sick with a flu, whatever was going around.
I had the flu twice this year, man.
But I was sick while I was there, cold chills, and we were pretty much stuck in the house. And I'm like, this is fucking miserable. Every time I go into Missouri, we usually go in the spring, but that's a mistake because every time I go to Missouri, it's raining every fucking day, which is kind of depressing. And this year we backed it up a little bit, but then we got caught in the winter storm, and I'm like, damn. And it's just I don't know, I just hate going back home. I don't like it. I always can't wait to come back. But I'll say this too, I think the sign of a good vacation and I was telling my wife this because the last few days she was kind of over it, like, oh, I just want to go home. And I'm like, that's a perfect, because my
Yeah,
wife's
absolutely.
my wife's a bit of a complainer. Like everybody's wife is a bit of a complainer, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
my wife gets a little whiny sometimes when it's, and me, we're different in travelers. Like me, I just want to like wander. I was never bored once in Japan. I'll never be bored. Like, dude, and for her, she's very itinerary. She wants to
Yeah.
follow an itinerary. She wants to see all the shit. She wants to go to these places. It's kind of the stuff I usually don't do. We had a blast, but she follows the itinerary, and we like busted through. We did so much. We got our money's worth out of this trip, but we kind of ran out of stuff to do in the last few days, and she was just kind of done. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's so much we haven't seen, because when you're stuck on these itineraries and going to
Clark
these,
Griswold, dude.
no, I mean, like, yeah, when there's like these things that you're trying to check off a list, you're missing all the in between. Like me, she gave me one free day. One day she had to like, I just want to stay in bed. I was like, she's like, how about you go out? You can go by yourself. I'm like, ding. I was like, awesome. I couldn't believe it. I messaged you guys, when I'm going fucking record shopping.
I don't blame her though, because I miss sleeping in my own bed, man.
But I know, but I tried telling her that's the perfect. If we would have went for a week, it wouldn't have been long enough. You can't get everything in.
Yeah.
He's like, so we stayed for about 16 days, and it was about perfect. I told her, you're trying to hit that magic point, but I would rather go a little over than a little under. I don't want to be left wanting more. Not when it comes to like a fucking, dude, a $6,000 vacation you've saved for. No, you don't want to be left wanting more. You want to be satiated. So I said, for you to be exhausted and ready to go home with like 2 or 3 days to go, fucking perfect. Absolutely perfect. That's what you want. And it makes you appreciate home. And I love coming back to Arizona. Every time I go somewhere, last time I went to Europe, man, I'm like, that's the kind of that's the plus to living somewhere out here, because I don't know. It's just, I go to Europe and it's cloudy and it's really cool, but I always come back and it's sunshine. If I go to fucking the Midwest and it's even in the winter, I come back, it's sunshine. Even in Japan was great, but Japan tends to be cloudy. It rained half the time we were there. It's the rainy season. I come back here, sun is shining. So it's just, it just helps me appreciate here all the better. And yeah, you get to come home and sleep in your bed. And I was happy to like spread out, like, holy shit, these are regular size rooms. Because in Japan, you've seen Lost in Translation, where it's like you see Bill Murray fumbling around, but yeah, everything's built for smaller people, and it's the biggest city in the world, Tokyo. So it's over 20 million people. Obviously, Japan's this tiny little island, so everything is built real crammed together, and they build up. Like everything's got many floors. You go to a department store, even if it's a store that we have in the US, that same store is going to have 8 floors. So you got to get to know stairs real well, or elevators or escalators and all that stuff. And but you don't wear your shoes inside of an abode. So it's like we come into the Airbnb and you're expected to take your shoes off in the entryway. Easier said than done. You walk in this fucking entryway and your shoulders can barely fucking, like, they're hitting the walls. And I'm like, I have to walk into the main room of that to take off my shoes, because there's no room to physically bend down and take off my shoes with the shoulders I have. And I do miss their bathrooms though, and their fucking toilets, dude. They're amazing, next level. Anyway, yeah, I can't sleep on planes, Zakito. I can't. If I'm lucky, I'll zone in and out a little bit. I'll get like these little fucking cat naps throughout the whole time. Wake up and kind of be half in, half out. Neck pillows are a godsend. Yeah, they're cool, but I feel like if you don't have a comfortable seat with appropriate, recline, they're worthless to me. Then I'll do a side pillow. But yeah, what's up, gamer guy? How are you doing, man? And yeah, Blaine, finally catching you dudes live in a while. How goes everything?
You're gonna have to get on with us sometime, man.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm still exhausted, and I've been, as soon as I got back, my room's a bit of a mess. I guess you guys can't see all the mess, but because I came back and my homework was after this baby moon, because that's what it became, because we're having the kid in August. My job is to just get this nursery ready, and I got to sell a bunch of shit. So I'm selling all the games, most of the games. I've been pricing shit for 3 days. And I just kind of moved a lot of that out of here today and put it in another room. And yeah, that I don't know how I'm going to do that. It's super daunting when you're selling an entire collection, and there's different methods of doing it. And I got to decide, do I want to go like the Facebook or Reddit groups, or do I want to go eBay? And yeah, it's great to just make a list and throw it up on one of those like groups and stuff online, because you could probably sell a lot more really quick, and people will probably be more prone to buying multiples, and they can communicate with you directly, and you can do package deals. And yeah, but PayPal has even worse seller protection than eBay. And I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared shitless of getting ripped off, because I've already done that when I sell games and shit like that. These fucking nerds, dude, they will rip you off, and they'll do the classic shit. They'll fucking like trade it with something broken. Like they'll buy something of yours knowing they already have it, for example, and they got like a broken, busted copy, or like maybe they have a legit copy of something, but the case is all fucked up. They'll sit there and try and do the switcheroo on you.
Yeah, I got ripped off once the Facebook Marketplace, and ever since then, I'm just going eBay.
But eBay doesn't fucking protect you either, because all they have to do
more.
I mean, yeah. So all they have to do is open a not as described case. That's it. And when they open up a dispute and they label it as not as described, by default, you then have to accept the return at your expense. And then when they return it, you have to refund them. And then you're uphill again. When you receive something damaged, supposedly you're supposed to be able to like fight it and be like, hey, you're supposed to have a rebuttal because you gave them back broken shit, or like, hey, I want to refund a certain amount because they sent this back and it's not valued the same anymore. That shit doesn't go well. It just doesn't go well. So like, I've learned that you absolutely have to label all the stuff you sell as like free 30-day returns. Do it.
Yeah.
Because when you do no returns, that doesn't you think it means no returns. Like, yeah, it's great. Hey, I just want to sell it. Get out of my life. I don't want you barking up my tree. No, that's not what that means. When you say no returns, they're still going to get returns if it's not as described. That just means that you can't return it if they have buyer's remorse. But nobody's honest. Nobody says, hey, I'll buyer's remorse. No, everybody knows the hack. You just say it's not as described and you make up some shit. You say it's broke. And then you have to return it. And if you put in your listing that no returns, no refunds, all you're doing is increasing the chances that they get to keep your shit and not return it because you don't want to accept returns, and then you lose everything. So now if they try and pull a fast one, you can then go through the claims with eBay, but you have to have like receipts. You need to like literally take fucking videos of you packing it. Hey, it's good. And that's a pain in the ass. I got like one hand. I'm trying to pack something fucking. And even that's not even like anybody could say, yeah, but once you cut the camera, whatever. It's fucking stupid. But
camera tricks.
I'm not looking forward to it. Because I just know someone's going to try and fuck me, and they always try and fuck you over the high dollar shit. So on one hand, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm thinking like any big collection, you're going to have your high grade stuff, you're going to have your mid tier stuff, and you're going to have your dog like shit, like filler stuff, titles and stuff that are not expensive. Maybe they're easier to come by. And I could throw it up all on Facebook Marketplace, or I could throw it up all in a Facebook group, and I know what's going to fucking get picked clean. And then,
absolutely.
And then I'm going to be left with kind of the shit that's not going to be easy to sell.
Scraps, yeah.
So I'm thinking, I don't want to maybe I'll still do eBay, but maybe not make it too hard on myself, and I'll just treat it as like it's going to take a while to get through all of it. Like maybe just list 3 things a week and just sell it little by little. I
have stuff on there that's been up there for months. I check every couple days.
Well, like the high tier stuff and even the mid tier stuff is going to sell no problem, fast.
Yeah.
And then if I do that and I take my time, I'm gonna aim to make the most I can out of this stuff. I mean, obviously, if I want to put in no work, I can call one of these fucking local game guys to come pick it up. Resell it at their shops, swap meets. I know, yeah.
Cut it in half your profits.
They'll fucking pay you 30%.
Yeah,
because they're making it completely easy on you and taking it off. They're literally coming to you. So I'd rather make 100% and it take just a long time. But I'll probably start with the middle tier stuff, just because by the time I'm done selling the middle tier stuff, maybe the lower tier stuff will increase in value. And because I'm telling you, this stuff, people thought that the bubble was going to burst with retro game collecting like a handful of years ago. I felt like it was really beginning to burst almost 10 years ago, because when we had Nintendo eShops, digital platforms come out that were Nintendo minis and all this shit, these games that were becoming so easily available digitally, it was going to kill like the physical collecting, and it's not. The same games that were worth a shit ton 10 years ago are worth more now, for the most part. I mean, there's always gonna be outliers, and there's like random titles that even 5 years ago were worth nothing, and they've exploded to the moon.
That's crazy. Yeah, you showed me some of those.
Oh, I have games. I have stuff that I picked up on the cheap for like fucking $2 to $5 in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and they're fucking just through the roof now. So,
well, it's the same thing with posters. I'm selling off a bunch of posters. I picked stuff up in like 2010 for $20, and now they're going for 200 on eBay. Yeah. A lot of the posters I'm selling now, so it's like it's crazy that the collector's market is just blown up, man, with everything.
But it didn't. The balloon did not burst.
No,
like it's still big, and it's just going to be a cycle. Like, you know, I had my fill. I'm going to pass it on to the new generation. They'll probably pack their house to the ceilings, and then eventually they'll come to a point where it's like, I gotta have kids now. I gotta get rid of it now, and it's just going to keep feeding itself. Like a game like Silent Hill 2, that was always really expensive for a PS2 game. And of course I bought Silent Hill 2 used back in the PS2 era. I still was rocking a PS2. It was probably like in the early 2000s, 2006 or something like that. So 20 years ago. And I don't know, I probably paid like $10 for it at like Entertain Mart back in Springfield. And you know, that fucker's now like $150 complete, $160, $160, $170. I don't know. It's expensive. I have a Silent Hill loose disc.
Was that my old one? I thought I had one.
It was Travis's. Don't tell him.
Oh, okay. I think I got it from him, and then I gave it to you.
Travis gave it to. I don't know where I got it, but anyway, it's $160 for the loose disc.
That's
and I have
crazy.
And the thing is that's been that way for a long time. It's been high. Now it's gotten more, but anyway, everything. I'm probably not going to sell everything. Like the PS3 generation is still pretty recent, and there's some titles that are really expensive, but for the most part, your average median are lower because it's not there yet. It'll have its day in like 5 years. So I'm probably not going to like worry about selling the cheaper titles, because I'll probably just put them in a closet. I'll thin my collection down. And I'll wait till some of this stuff actually gains value, because the only thing I've lost money in is the stuff that I have that I bought in real time. So like all the NES, Super NES, N64, Genesis, all that stuff, that's not my original collection I had growing up. I had to rebuy that. That's the stuff I rebought later on as a young adult, and I collected it in the retro market. So that stuff I've cleaned up on. That stuff I bought like for little money, $5 here, $10 here, and it's just worth 20, 40, 60, 80, that shit. But I started collecting in the PS2 era. So the PS2 games I have, those are games that I bought while the PS2 was relevant. Like I've got games I bought for $60. Soul Calibur 3, I bought that brand new. I pre-ordered it. I walked into GameStop and I bought that for $50 or whatever they were charging. A game like that is worth 15 now. So that's where I'm losing money. Like, you know, the stuff I paid full retail for, but it's fine. I'm definitely winning. Like I use price charting, and price charting is a good barometer. I mean, it's not going to be like absolutely perfect. You know, they're just kind of going with the last year, I believe. And if 3 copies or whatever it is you're selling, so if there's 2 copies that sold to something, one sold for $100, another sold for $200, price charting is going to call you $150. They're just always going to meet it in the middle. And, but then I have to go through everything, and then I have to account for condition, right? So like, because I don't think price charting is really good at getting all that, but so it'll move around a little bit. But according to price charting, I have a lot of shit. I've got well over $12,000 worth of bullshit. And will I get 12,000? Probably not, because it's like that's just not the way it works. So I'll probably sell the middle tier and the higher tier stuff. Anything left behind, that stuff I might just fucking load up and take to a retro place and just take 30% for it. Just give me 30% what it's worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of Pawn Stars lately, and I know how much they grape you.
Oh yeah, they grape you a lot. Yeah, I got to make money on this.
I
You
know.
know, I got a house that it's going to take up space, and
Yeah.
you know, I have to make a profit here. We got to.
This coin's gonna sit here for 2 months. Yeah.
Yeah, this fucking coin's going to sit here and take
Yeah.
up all this real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to run a business here. You know. Anyways, Chum Lee still on that show? Is that show on? Is that
I
off?
don't know if it's on. So it's on YouTube, and they have like
Oh yeah, I
blocked episodes. I sit there and watch it hours.
Yeah,
So,
they don't have like a lot of episodes. They don't have like every
yeah,
season.
they have
Did you?
they have like 5-hour blocks. Like you sit there and watch for 5 hours.
But they're not like official. It's somebody's YouTube channel. They just upload.
No, it's theirs.
Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of like what WCW is doing right now. I sent you that link. They were doing like the live WCW. I was watching all those old WCW matches from '97, the Thunder ones and everything. Yeah.
Mendoza, were there any fat asses on the flight? No, not really, because these were flights going to and coming from Japan. So it was a lot of Asian people who aren't that fat, you know. Every now and again you see a chunker, but they're not really. They're pretty fit, you know. They walk around a lot, and you know, they eat relatively healthy. You know, and you know, and the fat people are that's one thing I didn't get to do, which I wish I would have known about. I tried doing it last minute. I wanted to do like a sumo wrestling experience. You can go watch like a sumo wrestling show, and you could like, I could dress up in a sumo fat suit with a hat, and I could fight a real sumo dude.
That'd be funny.
And we tried, like, oh fuck, I want to do this so bad. This is worth the video, but it was booked like 2 months out. Like shit, had I known this existed, I would have booked it, because I was watching videos of guys wearing the fat suit, and you would try and go up and body slam, but you couldn't move them. They're like stone walls. And you like fall on your ass. Like,
oh
boom.
yeah. Oh,
And it was like, dude, I wanted to do it so bad. But but yeah, those guys are treated like gods there. Those are the fucking like rock stars, those sumo wrestlers, man. And you know, it's always fun like seeing Yakuza guys in the street, because I know like you go into certain districts and you kind of know where they hang out, and you know where they're drinking after work or whatever, because you know, Yakuza people they dress in certain attire that normal citizens aren't going to wear. You know, and you know, some people wear sunglasses, sure, but sunglasses is a sign of Yakuza. Not too many people wear sunglasses. And you know what a Yakuza crime boss looks like? A boss, because he's old, he's fatter, and you know, he's got like crazy hair, and he's dressing in like almost like fucking Wayne Newton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm saying that they're clearly like, damn, like I play enough Yakuza games, and I've watched enough fucking Japanese crime movies. I know what the Yakuza crime bosses look like, and they dress differently than like the hench guys. And
I ever try to mess with Americans, dude?
No, they have a code. They don't really.
No.
They're not gonna fuck with Americans. You know, I don't think they like to kill people. It's just like any other mafia. They have a code. It's all business, and but they have like fucking, they'll walk around and you can catch them wearing rubber fingers, and you'll take it off. It's like, oh yeah, this is where I had to cut off this and cut off this. They have like,
that's crazy.
But we were walking down like a little back road, and in a place like Tokyo, it's just all back roads. That's why I was telling her, it's like, dude, you got to go off the itinerary, because it's like I'll never get bored, because I want to take off and just wander and go through all the back roads, the little nook and cranny roads, because that's where you're going to find all the crazy shops. That's where you're going to find your dirty panty vending machines, Todd. You got to really, really get in the nitty gritty crevices of it. And that wasn't her style. So she missed out in that regard. She wanted to do all like the fun touristy stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to fucking get in it. So my first trip there as a single guy was a lot different than this one. My first trip as a single guy, I got to like explore the Roppongi nightlife, and you know, go near the massage parlors. People are trying to like suck your dick everywhere you go for money, and the clubs, dude. It's just like, it's wild. She didn't want to go near that stuff. I told her, like, you should see it. You should at least just see it with your own eyes, because it's crazy. But anyway, we were walking
I bet you went down there.
Excuse me?
I said, I bet you went down there. I'm just kidding.
No. But you know, it's, come on, you want, that's where you want to go to those places where you're eating the sushi off the naked lady, dude.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
They get the Yakuza crime, the businessmen eating they're just being like still like a corpse, dude. It's all over their body. And then there's the strip joints where you're eating, and the women are like behind the glass swimming naked. It's fucking wild, man. But she didn't want any part of that. But anyway, one night when we were walking home through one of the back roads, a crime boss is coming right at me, talking to one of his grunts. It's like, oh, I told her I wanted to go get a picture with him. She's like, don't. I was like, I want to go get a picture with the crime boss. I'm sure he'll love me, but anyway. Long flights are a good time to get some reading done. I can't read on a flight. I get sick. I get motion sickness. I don't even like watching movies on the flights. I mean, if it's a really long flight, I think on both flights to and from, I only watched one movie.
You're
and I watched
crazy.
On both flights, I watched one movie the whole time.
What
I watched
movie?
that Saturday night, the SNL movie, which the Jason Reitman movie.
I've never heard of it.
That just came out. That just came out this year.
I don't.
Yeah, it's the story. It's a biopic about the first Saturday Night Live episode, where it's like,
okay.
they have actors playing like Chevy Chase and all these people and Lorne Michaels. I thought it was really good, actually. It's very much like an in the moment movie. It's literally about the hours leading up to the very first Saturday Night Live episode ever and how hectic it was. And I thought it was a lot of fun. It was, it was kind of shot in that Birdman one shot style, right?
Yeah.
Where you're following, it's just, I'm sure they faked it. It wasn't like one shot, like slick editing, but it was good. The guy that played Chevy Chase was fucking spot on. And I love how I don't know how accurate it is. I mean, obviously films like that are always like taking liberties, but if it's accurate, it sounds like, God, why can't we just go back to that? Because they were like rock stars. They were dangerous. Their comedy was filthy. And the guy who played Chevy Chase is funny, dude. Like, yeah, that's exactly how you imagine Chevy Chase was. The fucking cocky asshole that was too good for everybody. He was the big star of the first season and said fuck off and left and became the star. And John Belushi, the way he was in it. And they had like, they're emulating that first episode. So they have somebody playing George Carlin, who was the guest. And they have another guest was why can't I spit it out? Andy Kaufman. So they had the guy playing Andy Kaufman doing the fucking famous "Here I come to save the day." Oh, you see all the time. It was done really well, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's only like 90 minutes. It's a good time.
Well, at least you got to watch a good movie. I got to watch a shitty movie with my old lady. Was called Trap.
Oh, I saw that. I saw it's terrible. I saw that.
Bad, dude.
I watched that. I watched that a couple months ago. M. Night Shyamalan fucking blows, dude.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not saying anything that nobody doesn't already know or should know, but M. Night Shyamalan was a one fucking trick pony. He had. I don't even like A Sixth Sense. I don't even love that movie. Maybe it was okay when it first came out. I didn't watch it.
You can only watch it. You can only watch it once. That's the whole thing with that.
Anyway, he got lucky because that guy has been coasting. He had. I guess people like Unbreakable, and he had Signs, which was a big hit. But pretty much he's been coasting on that first few movies, and just everything he puts out is dog shit. And Trap is the worst, the fucking worst. We watched that on HBO. Dude, he cast his fucking daughter as like a Taylor Swift like pop star, and she's a terrible actress. Yeah, and she looks just like his ugly ass. So it's like it takes you out of the movie.
You know what?
Out of the movie.
I don't hate Josh Hartnett. I think they could have made a good movie around Josh Hartnett as the psycho. I think they could have, but they chose not to. And the story
Josh Hartnett's fine.
Yeah,
the cast in his movies are usually good actors, and I don't know why they keep taking his movies. Why? Like, why does James McAvoy? Why did Bruce Willis when he meant something? Sam Jackson. Why do all these people keep doing M. Night Shyamalan movies when they fucking are hack as hell? They're so bad. And that movie, dude, it's so stupid. I mean, he always takes a fairly okay premise and doesn't develop it and just says, yeah, we're just going to make a movie off it. Like, no. It was a good like nugget of an idea. Now do something with it. He doesn't ever like extract it and really make a movie out of it. He just bases an entire movie off one little fucking nugget. Like, oh, he's the killer, and they're going to like a pop star and it's a trap on him, and it's just him.
And Miss Bliss is the ringleader, dude.
Oh yeah, she's like the FBI or whatever. That's right. Yeah, Haley Mills, and I already forgot about that. God, she's still alive. Yeah, Kid Cudi plays some gay guy. I mean, it's dumb, dude. And his daughter. But I'm saying, like, he always puts himself in his movies. You get the obligatory like role. He's like, isn't he like working for the venue or something? Or
no, he's a firefighter.
M. Night Shyamalan. M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Was he in it? M. Night Shyamalan.
Josh Hartnett's a firefighter in this.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I didn't realize they even went into detail. But, oh yeah, because whatever. Who cares? I don't give a fuck. But yeah, they always shove M. Night Shyamalan. He always makes an appearance in his own movies, kind of like a Quentin Tarantino thing. And whenever he shows up, just like Quentin Tarantino, it takes you out of the movie. Like, oh, this is the fucker that's put me through this misery. I'm putting myself in. And then when they have him in the movie, and then they have the pop star his daughter, who's playing a pretty substantial role in the film. It takes me out of the movie more because she looks just like him. Yeah. It's like, oh, this is clearly M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. And she can't sing and she's a terrible actress. And yet it'd be one thing if you are trying to like inject your kid in a movie, you give him like one line. He gives her a shit ton of lines. Like actually gives her a solid role and she can't act. And it's just terrible.
I think if you would have thrown Josh Hartnett in like American Psycho remake, he would be pretty good because he does play a creepy psycho.
It's not him. It's not him. It's not him.
What?
It's not him. He's good. He's fine.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
It's material.
That's why I was hoping that it would be pretty good because I mean, I don't know. He's pretty solid for the role. So.
And something I hate about his movies, and especially this movie, is it's just nothing but a bunch of plot conveniences. Yeah. Everything goes conveniently perfectly for the script to get to the next beat of the script. Whether it's like, oh, he got this card so easy, no one saw him, or he did this and nobody was around the corner. Everything is just
got backstage.
It's lazy writing. It's fucking the laziest fucking writing I've ever seen in my life. And he's such a hack. And even his claim to fame is an idea he knocked off, right? Which is famous. It's it's whatever. Ideas aren't copyrighted, so it's fair game, but it's pretty much confirmed, and I think he even confirmed it eventually, that he ripped off Sixth Sense from that episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark with the ghost. The brother and sister and the date, and he's in love with the girl, and he didn't realize he was dead.
Yeah.
And he still kept coming back to the bowling alley working, and his sister,
I love that episode. That was a great episode.
The sister didn't have a heart to tell him, and he finds out at the end that he's dead. And so he ripped off the premise, but he changed who they were and what they did for a living, but he rips off his twists. So I don't know. I just think he's a hack. Total hack.
That movie's shitty.
It's terrible. It's fucking bad. I'm mad now. You brought it up. You shouldn't even brought it up. It pissed me off when I watched it. I meant to rail against it when I first saw it. Trap is dog shit. Why does he keep getting work? Why does M. Night Shyamalan keep getting work?
I don't know.
Does anybody know that?
Just because his name's unique. I don't fucking
shame on all of you guys that went and saw that movie Split that kind of brought him back up again.
I never saw that. How was that?
I didn't see it either, but people actually liked Split. And apparently, because Split was a sequel to Unbreakable. It was in the same universe, and so and that's one of his beloved movies, like his first couple movies. And when that came out, it actually kind of like boosted his stock again a little bit. Shame on all you guys for going to see Split with James McAvoy, because Split has Split has James McAvoy, doesn't have Bruce Willis. And
let me look it up.
No, it's not worth looking up, Todd. Trust me, it's dog shit. But yeah, it's Bruce Willis. He's
James
reprised
McAvoy,
Bruce
Anna
Willis,
Taylor-Joy.
Bruce Willis, right?
Yeah, Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis reprises his role from Unbreakable, and so basically he's like a real life superhero. He can't be hurt. He's unbreakable. And then in the first movie, it's Mr. Glass, fucking Samuel Jackson in a wheelchair, and fucking. This is like a new villain, James McAvoy, whatever. And they had another movie. Didn't they make another one like Glass? I don't know, but anyway, that came out and it actually was a hit, and it did box office numbers, and it fucking brought him out again. And it's like, guys, just let him die.
Yeah, Split, then Glass,
and then Trapped,
and then Old, and then
Old.
Not Gonna at the Cabin,
guys.
Batista.
When I saw the fucking when I saw the trailer for Old, I'm like, this is literally like a Goosebumps book. This looks like Ghost Beach.
I don't even remember a lot of these films.
They go to like the beach, and they're on the beach, and they start like aging like rapidly on this beach. There's something about this beach that makes them get old. It literally is like a fucking Goosebumps book. This guy watches Are You Afraid of the Dark on the weekends. He reads fucking R.L. Stein. He's like, oh, that's good. That's good. That would be a good movie. I fucking hate him.
You know what? I think we should do a tier list of his films.
No. Why? They all suck. They're not good.
After we
There's not. Oh, we have M. Night Shyamalan month. We got to fucking do all his movies. Kill me.
That was like Romero month a couple of years ago.
Well, he doesn't have as many movies as Romero, but I still would rather eat dirt. I'd rather suck my own dick. I mean, not that I wouldn't do that anyway.
Well, the Happening. I mean, you got a solid movie right there.
No, it's terrible.
I know.
It's really bad.
I know it's bad, dude.
It's really bad. And you know, I don't even like the movies that people like Signs,
Village.
The Village. God, okay, no, I don't like The Village. The Village is fucking hack as hell.
I remember
dude.
seeing that in the theaters, dude. That was the ending was terrible. Of course,
it's literally. I'm telling you, it's literally like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's a Twilight Zone episode somewhere, right? It's like a take on the toy box episode where it's like what the whole concept of the outside world is totally different. Ooh, it's Twilight Zone. I think he's a fucking hack. I hate him. Okay. Anyway, if anybody here likes him, dude, fucking just unsub now. I'm just kidding. But he sucks, man. Do question your taste though. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't be so hard on him if he stopped after the first 3 movies. Maybe I'd be like, go back in like 20 years. Like, these aren't too bad. But even Signs is watchable. These first few movies are watchable. But
Wide Awake.
I don't know what that is. Film. Let's see here. You join the Mile High Club. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. My wife's pregnant, dude. She could barely get out of the seat. It's not happening.
He's married. He ain't in any clubs anymore.
I could barely fit in that bathroom myself, dude. Those little fucking. I don't understand how people do that. Those in the movies, dude. They always make those bathrooms bigger than what they really are in real life. Those little fucking like airplane bathrooms, dude. You're not fucking doing shit.
They always stink like a stale fart.
And it's like, why do you want to like bone somebody in there anyway? Because especially on like a long overnight flight, like a transatlantic flight, dude, or the Pacific in this case, but there's always a queue to get in the bathrooms because these people are on a flight for 13 hours. There's always fucking 3 or 4 people waiting at each bathroom so you're like, okay, I'm going in. That guy comes out. You're like, oh,
it's brutal.
Everybody's just like going in, like, oh, no one's even like, I wait till it thins out and I catch.
Is it as bad as a Greyhound bus after you stop?
No, I think they have some kind of ventilation. It's not nearly as bad. They have like some kind of ventilation going on. I think it's not as bad. But whenever I see the queue up there, even if I have to go, I'm like, I'm holding it. I do not want to be like the 5th guy in line to use the shitter. That's the worst. And the seat's all warm and stuff. And but I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So go ahead, go fuck people in there if you want. That's disgusting. Why don't you fuck somebody in the Greyhound toilet too? Like Todd said, the Greyhound's a bumpy ride, dude. Oh, like sometimes you like piss on yourself in the Greyhound toilet. You're like
shaking it a little too much. Yeah,
like it goes. I think I've had that happen where it's like you're trying to piss and they hit like a bump in the road and like gets all.
It goes down your leg. Yeah, you're wearing khakis and you see the giant line go down your leg.
It's fucking terrible, man. And those are really small bathrooms, and like just like at a Greyhound with the flight, whenever like they feed you a meal, if it's a long flight, you're gonna get like 3 meals. After a meal, dude, all those bathrooms line up.
Oh
and
yeah.
And I'm like, I am not doing this. I held it. The first flight out there, the 13 hours, I didn't go once. Didn't use the bathroom. Didn't use it at all.
You didn't piss?
Nope.
Wow.
I fucking went without. I just went
pretty
without.
Good, man.
Yeah. And then I pissed and pooed once. I went to the bathroom once and then one on the way back. I'm like, but I waited till the whole fucking flight. I'm like, I have to get through these meal services. I'm not going to be part of those fucking lines in the trough and I'm not doing it. It's fucking terrible.
And somebody walked in there. Ay caramba. Oh,
I had David Spade. Yeah. Ay caramba. That's a fucking terrible. But yeah, the Greyhound's even smaller and there's no ventilation. That's fucking shit stinks and it sucks because it's the ultimate trade-off. You want to get that back seat because it's like a 3-person seat and you want to get it to yourself so you can spread out and lay down and sleep. You want to be selfish,
Yeah.
It's like no one's going to sit. but it's right next to the shitter, and that's why it's an extra long one seat, because there's no room for a second row. But and whenever you make a stop, they always stop at like Taco Bell or like one of those like KFC Pizza Hut combos or whatever.
Like that,
it's whatever. And people load up on tacos, man. Yeah, Jack in the Box, a box of mini tacos.
Ugh.
And dude, it's just a fucking endless train into that bathroom, and it just stinks, dude. It's like you just smell every bit of it. You're like, I'm like back there. I used to be back there with my old school iPod, dude, like sleeping in my beanie, and I have like a clothespin on my nose, dude. I just feel like I literally brought a clothespin once. I'm like, fuck this.
Every guy and girl that walks in and out of there, you got to smell their shit, dude. That's terrible.
It smells when they're in there. It's not even when they open the door. And of course, when they open the door, it wafts on you. It's like, God. Fucking terrible. It's really, and I question, is this really worth it? Is this seat worth it? And I'm like, yeah, it is, because I have to lay down. I'll just get a clothespin, dude. You know how much fecal matter I'm breathing in?
You're breathing,
particles.
I know, dude.
I'm breathing it in. It's in my lungs, dude. It's terrible. But
a lot of DNA you're digesting there.
I mean, if obviously I'm not above anything, but if I have it my way, I'll never ride another bus again, ever. Right now, I'm past that. I don't ever want to go back to that. Fucking terrible, dude. And like I said, there's nothing quite like a layover at a bus station in a bad city. There's nothing quite like it.
You'll see people walking around with buckets of chicken, dude.
Yeah, I did. I told you that. I think the worst one I've ever done is, well, obviously, if I was only taking a bus to like Nebraska, so I would always stop at East St. Louis.
Oh, that's bad, dude.
The East St. Louis station is bad. It's like you have to stay up all fucking night watching your shit, because people literally, they are a certain type of people at that station, and they are people that will rob you. And it's fucking scary. And yeah, I got on this bus after all night waiting to. And then like this guy gets on with it looked like Snoop Dogg, like a broke Snoop Dogg, and he's getting on with a bucket of chicken and nasty sweats with stains all over him. And he sits next to me, dude, and he's just smacking on the chicken, dude. And he's fucking just wiping his hands on his fucking sweats and his fingers. It's fucking terrible. And he had pissed himself. At some point. Like he's wet.
Like Brother Jones, dude, licking his fingers.
Fucking gross, dude. I just we should strive for something better. And I hope all of you never have to put yourself in that situation. I did all this so I could visit friends, because I had no money, dude. Well, in where I came from, it's gotten a lot better with like flights and stuff. Like they opened up more ports and stuff, but it was pretty limited. Like there was no flights to Omaha.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was super limited, and and I always had like a piece of shit car that I didn't trust to drive like 7 hours. And and I was also broke. And honestly, the fucking Greyhound was cheaper even than gas. And I was an idiot. I was like, well, at this point in my life, what's more important to me, money or time? I was young. So like, I don't give a shit about time. I'll ride on a shitty bus for 24 hours to get 7 hours away by car and hang out with Todd. Now as an old guy, time is everything.
Absolutely.
Time is everything. Like I will pay extra for the direct flights. I do not want connections if I can avoid them. I will pay. But I could never go back and do it. And I did this all so I could see friends that no longer appreciate us. Todd and I have a friend that's being a bit of a rascal right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a friend anymore.
He probably isn't.
Well, I didn't do anything to him. Todd did.
I made a comment and he, sensitive people. Let's just say that.
I know what our buddy Pat's like. Yeah, he pretty much said he didn't want to have business with you guys ever again. Like, I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Like the whole time, like, what did I do? I've never said shit to anybody. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm guilty by association. It's because I'm in the chat with you guys. It's like an us against them thing. I'm like, I didn't do anything. And it's not my fault. It's an us against them. He chooses to be a them. Like you could be in the group, but you're not in the group. Anyway. Well, I broke down East St. Louis in the Kansas City line. I drunk up all my money that I borrowed every time. Yeah.
That's a good tune.
Dude, you meet some people on the bus. I've said this before too, but I remember on one bus ride, I sat next to a guy who was just getting out of prison. Those guys that, you get out of jail and it's not like they give you the fucking, they don't roll out the red carpet when you get out of jail. They literally kick you out of the prison and say, all right, bye.
You're sitting next to Brooks and Red, dude.
And those guys, they fucking hop on a Greyhound.
Yeah.
They released the end of the wild. And I was sitting on a Greyhound talking to this guy. I just got out of prison and he was on his way to like his like parents' house because like a halfway type place, whatever. So get on my feet again, and he was very interesting. And I feel like even he was too good to be sitting next to the people pissing themselves. This guy probably fucked people in the ass, and he's like, God, I can't sit next to these people. Look at this guy licking his fingers, and don't they have any standards? God. Anyway, where are we at here? You're jumping around in the comments.
Oh, sorry. I was going to the topical comments.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's probably for the best. Let me see. Tell us about your adventures in Japan. In a nutshell, like I said, traveling as a single guy versus as a married guy is different. They're both good. There were times where I missed, there were times where I'm like, man, I wish I could just go out by myself and break away. Because, it's like when you're with somebody else, I don't know how your wife is, Todd, but you're kind of bound to you got to please other people.
Yeah, that's with anybody.
And that's part of it. And, but and that brings on a certain great aspect too, because I got to do things I never would have done if I was by myself. Right. We went to what is the stuff? And she was in charge of the itinerary. We went to the Ghibli Museum. The Ghibli Museum was awesome. I mean, Todd's not into Studio Ghibli, but it was really cool. It was really neat. And, got to see all kinds of, built rooms that emulated rooms from the movies, or rooms that emulated Miyazaki's writing room, and all kinds of fucking animation cells and kind of stuff from the films. I went into rooms where they just had it all over the walls. They had these books that you could go through and look at. They weren't hidden away. You could pick them up and rifle through concept art like Miyazaki drew himself. And, they're just trusting you not to be in. They have, Japan's great because they have a trust system there. They're allowing us to go in there and rifle through all the shit, trusting us not to rip out pages.
Yeah.
Or steal shit. Because there's so much stuff. Yeah, there's people on every floor kind of around, but they're not. It's like Metal Gear Solid. Just wait for the soldier to turn around.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, I could steal that right now. I'm not a thief, but I'm just the thought, I'm I could steal that right now. I could take that. I could take that. I could take that. And nobody does. And everybody just has, same thing with shops, dude. There's no metal detectors. You could steal anything from a shop. And they're just trusting you not to.
That's nice.
You just could. There's so much fucking merchandise at a display. They'd be at displays right at the entries. And it's a city, so there's a lot of shops. You can just kind of go in and out. They're busy. There's so many people everywhere, and there's one person running a counter at the back of the store. No one's got eyes on you. You could steal shit, but they just trust people not to. And people genuinely don't.
Yeah,
it's really cool. It's really neat. And just I tell the story all the time. I left my my laptop and my passport and all kinds of shit in one of the parks the first time I went, and I didn't even care. I'm I know no one's going to steal anything here. I left all my valuables at a little spot I picked in the park full of people, and I walked literally a quarter of a mile to go get a drink from a stand and come back and chill, and my stuff was still there. It wasn't even a question. It's gonna be there.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. So what else did I do? Yeah, so the Ghibli Museum was great. We went to what was it called? We went to this exhibit. It's really popular.
X to the Z.
No, yeah, that exhibit. What the fuck was it called? Tickets. I'm gonna Google it real quick. It was I can't fucking find it, but it's leaving me. But it was a big art exhibit where it was interactive. Literally, you'd have to take your shoes off and roll your pants up because you're walking through water and crazy colors and lights and shit. And I don't know why I can't spit it out, but it was cool. And we did Tokyo Disney. Yeah, I'm a Disney adult, I guess. That's the meme. All the Disney adults, millennials go there without kids. They should get psych evaluations. But whatever, man. My wife wanted to go. I'm not going to say no. Yeah, let's go to Disney. Whatever.
Well, you might as well.
And it was fun. I lived to please, and she was having a good time. I took a picture of me wearing the fucking ears because I was freezing my ass off. It got the weather was so erratic. It got so cold, and I wasn't prepared because I get real hot. I'm always hot. I can't take off enough clothes, and then I never want to like bring jackets and stuff if I really don't have to. And I got so cold, man. And I had to buy this expensive ass fucking like parka fucking thing with Mickey ears, and it was white. And I walked around, but you know what? I wasn't embarrassed because literally every adult is walking around that fucking place. They could look like hard ass motherfuckers, but everybody's got Mickey ears there. We
all know you're
weird.
a man child.
It's weird. What else did I do? We did a lot of stuff, man. I can't think properly, but yeah. Anyway, I could live there. I don't like big city life. I like suburban life, but if I had to live in a big city, Tokyo all day long, because it's just super clean. It's super clean, and I would adapt very well to the train life, walking, no car. I'm totally cool with. I actually like being on foot and getting the exercise and the steps. I'm cool with that. The only thing I don't like is sometimes, you're walking around, you just get tired of being around people. Sometimes you just want to breathe and stretch out. But if I had to do it, Japan, I mean, because it's like, I kept trying to tell her, she's never been to New York either. I said, New York is like the opposite, complete. It's like Bizarro World. New York's fucking disgusting. Anybody out there?
I've never been in. No, I haven't been.
Absolutely fucking disgusting. I always say it's fun to visit for the first time. Go there a few days, maybe a week max. And then like you'll have a great time if you've never been there, seeing the sights. Great. All these movies. I know this place. I know that place. Yeah. A lot of stuff's recognizable. But after about a week, if not less, and you've seen it, it's like, then all you can really pay attention to is how fucking gross it is.
Yeah.
It's just gross. So I was trying to tell her, like, man, the subway's there. They treat the actual subway like where the track is, where the car is going to come. People throw their trash down there. It's just like trash down there.
That's crazy.
It's like 4 feet of trash. I don't even know how a fucking subway rides on the rail with all that trash down there. Nobody cares about their city, and nobody it's just gotten out of control, where it's just become part of the culture. Throw fucking food, and you get on the carts. They're so gross. You touch anything on a subway, a New York subway, you want to fucking boil yourself like a chicken. The germs. And you can't get on a subway and just live in peace. There's going to be people trying to beg for money. Every time you get on a subway, there's going to be a couple of fucking crackhead dudes. All right, everybody, listen up. We need money. Wherever. They're going around beating a fucking drum, a fucking bucket, and you're fucking, everybody, give me some money, man. Yeah, I know you got money, deep pockets. Come on. It's just like, God, no one fucking leaves you alone. It leaves you a fucking alone. I remember this fucking woman sat next to me last time I was there on a subway. She was going around begging for money, and she made her rounds, and she finally sat next to me. Stank like piss and shit, dirty pussy, fucking gross, dude. She smelled like she hadn't washed her fucking cat in 5 years. So disgusting. Large woman of color, and she was stanky, dude. But anyway, I was being nice. She was asking me, like, she was just asking for money and shit like that, food. And then I offered her. I was eating and I felt bad. I was like, I had. It's like, hey, do you want a granola bar? She's like, oh, I don't like that flavor. I'm like, you fucking kidding me, bitch? You fucking kidding me, bitch? And you know what she did? She pissed herself. She literally fucking pissed herself. And I'm like, yeah. And another thing too, when you're walking around the streets, and this could be even in places like Manhattan, which Manhattan's a lot nicer than like Brooklyn or Queens. Fucking in Brooklyn, I watched a fucking rat bigger than Todd's fucking entire upper body drag an entire pizza pie down a fucking sewer, dude. Entire pie, like, just fucking. It's like a monster. It's like I'm out here playing Monster Hunter, dude. But when you walk around the streets and you're going into shops and stuff, the worst part is like all the stores, there's always these guys that stand out in front of the fucking stores, and they're beggars, but
waiting for your change.
Yep. And they're not. These are the types of guys that are not necessarily homeless. They're just bullies. They're these thugs. They're fucking thugs. They probably have apartments. They don't have real jobs. They stand out in front of the little shops, little corner stores, whatever it is. This could be in Manhattan. This could be anywhere. And they intimidate you because you walk in, they're looking at you in the glass. They see you buying something. They see you have money. They see you have change, and they see that you got back change, and they'll straight up ask you, hey, can I have that change? And you fucking just have to learn to just fuck it. I'm not being afraid of these guys. You're just going to tune them out. Nope. Yeah. Just tell them no. And, but they get them. I watch them get all these tourists all the time because they're intimidated. These fucking old white people, like, oh yeah, because they're fucking watching them in the glass, and they're big scary black guys. No offense, but white people from the Midwest, old white people tend to be scared of big black guys in New York. It's the sign of the times.
They say I only carry hundreds.
Yeah, but I literally, for that reason, I pay with cards everywhere I go.
Yeah.
So even if they're looking at me like, dude, I don't have no change.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna change. So, but yeah, it just gets old and it gets exhausting. In Japan, it's considered rude to talk in the subway. So you get on the subway is clean. It's so spotless. The whole city's spotless. They don't have trash receptacles except at like vending machines. They have vending machines all over the place. There will be like little vending machines so you could dispose of your bottles there. But you're expected to take whatever trash you have, keep it on you until you get to a place with a receptacle at your home. You hold on to your trash, and people respect it. It's just because that is their society they built up. It's the opposite of New York. And the subways are clean. You could lick the subway. I don't feel disgusting holding the rails in the subway. I mean, yeah, germs are germs. There's probably germs, but it just doesn't feel so bad. and people are quiet. They keep themselves. They sit down. Everybody gives their seats to older women or pregnant women. It's very nice. And nobody talks. It's quiet as a fucking mouse. And it's very respectful. Except during rush hour where you see those fucking like stuff online where the people are getting crammed. It's great, dude. The video of this guy, like they're like the officers are like
they're half in and half out.
Yeah, and the officers like pushing them in, trying to get the door closed, dude. It's really funny, but it's just totally different. And I don't know. So yeah, I would live in Tokyo if I had to pick. Records though. God, the yen is super weak, so that's the reason why I really wanted to go to Japan. I'm like, we got to go to Japan because the yen is super weak. It's going to be the cheapest it's ever going to be right now to go. So it's already cheaper. So it's like, it's not quite double. Like the dollar's not quite, but it's almost twice as strong as the yen. So consider that. That's like nice. Everything is going to be cheaper off the top. And I went to record stores, man, and all the fucking records I bought $275 worth of records, and I bought 30 records. So I averaged like $5, and these are amazing. And they're used records. They take care of their shit there, man. Like people take pride in what they have, their appearance and everything else. They take pride in their city, and like all their records are well taken care of. There's no pieces of shit. They fucking look like new. They all play like new. I've been listening to them all week. And these are records that would cost quadruple, if not more. And I'm like, so I just cleaned up, man. But yeah, it was a good time, but it's always good to come back. Let's see. Yeah, no reading for me. I haven't read a book since high school. Don't tell anybody. Let me see.
So I had a few things that went on when I was on break. And I was pretty upset about a couple days ago, actually. So my son
got upset about a sexual episode I had last night. As you're younger, little Captain, go ahead.
So my 4-year-old broke my PS5.
Oh,
my new one.
Don't you have two?
Yeah, so I have one. I have one for the basement.
So you gave one for them, and then you have one, and then they broke yours.
They broke mine.
So did you take theirs? You commandeered theirs?
Back. Yeah. So they don't have one anymore.
Did you have a pro, or did you have two?
No, I didn't have a pro. No, okay. I had a digital one. So he ripped it. Like I had it plugged in because he's charging the controller. I told him specifically, sit here, don't move. You're holding the controller. It's on a cord, that sort of thing. He got up. He was mad at something. He got up and ripped it out of the wall. Whole PlayStation went over, and it pretty much just broke the HDMI port out of it. So now I got to solder my own HDMI port if I want to do it cheap, which is like, of course, it's like $20, but I got to figure out how to solder it. But if I take it in, it's going to cost me like $200.
Is that all that's wrong with it, though? Are you sure?
Yeah. It's just the HDMI port. Which it's either, the thing costs like what, $400, so it's like half of the PS5,
isn't it? Oh yeah. Well, the PS5, I think it's like 5. Weren't they 5 and 6? I don't know.
I have an older one, but yeah. So I was pretty pissed off about that. And then of course we had to put our dog down, so
Mhm.
that sucked too, having to deal with all that. So,
Yeah, that made me really sad. And then I went down the
and
rabbit hole.
we actually got her ashes back. We have a little box with her ashes in, with her photo on it. So we had to deal with all that, and then the storms and
keep it away from your kid. The ashes, dude.
Man.
Like
I know, dude.
Can I ask you a question about that? The punishment. So when you took their PS5 back, did you do it more so as like a punishment, or like, well, I gotta play something until I get this fixed?
No,
What's your approach?
I did it as a punishment. The first thing I did was I walked upstairs. I took it out of I showed them what they broke. I went to their rooms. I ripped it out of the wall, and I threw it downstairs. I actually got a sitting. This is the one from upstairs.
I see it.
Right here.
Yeah.
So my other broken one's back there somewhere. Yeah, I said, you got to do chores all summer to actually, get it back. So
yeah.
It cost $200.
Are your kids pretty understanding when they mess up, or do they like?
They were scared shitless, dude.
Because they don't usually push you to that point.
No, they don't push me, and the fact that I tell them all the time they need to take care of their shit, especially when it comes to like electronics.
Yeah,
because we didn't, of course, we were pretty scarce when it came to electronics growing up. So they have it made, dude. They have a PS5. It's like they have a Nintendo Switch. Yeah. So they know they fucked up. They were pretty scared.
So they weren't like crying and like yelling and like, no.
The 4-year-old was crying because what he did. He knew he fucked up, and then.
But it's one of those things where I'm not going to say his brother didn't do it, but they both are paying for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But his brother didn't do it. It's just
absolutely 100%.
Like, hey, we got to make an example for everybody.
Yeah. Because they got to figure out, they got to know how to treat their own stuff, man. Like, as I know you were pretty paranoid with like your CDs and all that shit and your games, and it's like the one thing you have when you're a kid, you can't fuck it up. So
yeah,
you're gonna have to learn the hard way.
I was telling a story to my wife a couple days ago about my grandfather, which I love my grandfather, my mom's dad, and we lived with them in Elkhorn off and on, and he did it right. Like my dad, we were scared shitless of him, but in a bad way. Like he wasn't our friend. He just felt like danger, Will Robinson, danger. Like we just didn't want to get the shit. But my grandfather was different. My grandfather was very old fashioned. My grandmother was a housewife, and she was like, she babied us. She was like, she would coddle us and hug us and give us food, and we were like her little babies. My grandfather, he worked, and he would come home, and when he came home from work, he was nice, but he wasn't like close to us. He didn't like, okay, hey kids, let's go out. No, he came home, he worked, and then he would retire to his recliner, watch sports or news, Fox News, and catch up on that stuff, and until he'd fall asleep in his recliner or go to bed. And so he was totally nice, and he was obviously a good man, but he wasn't super warm to us, and we didn't go out of our way to like talk to him. Like we didn't want to upset him because it was more of a respect thing, not because my dad would kick the shit out of us, but like whenever we were like playing in the basement, I would tell her our playroom had the heater in the basement. Yeah. And if we're like kicking around a ball, having a good time, we were good kids. But if we were roughhousing a little too much and we hit like the heater, it would bong like this, the metal like plate or whatever, and then it would ring through the vents, and that would cause him to come downstairs. And he wasn't like an angry guy, but there's something about like, oh no, he's coming, like hide. We didn't want to disappoint him. Like he was like actual authoritarian. And one time he told us to clean up our playroom. It wasn't like the house was spotless. It was just our playroom had our toys on the floor or whatever. Christmas had just passed. It was like a few weeks after Christmas, and we had like all of our Christmas toys. We didn't pick up our toys. And he came down. He never came downstairs, but on the rare occasion he came downstairs and he said, "Hey, pick up your toys." We didn't do it. We went to school, and we went to school and never paid. We came home. He donated all of our Christmas toys.
Jesus.
Because we didn't pick them up like he told us.
Yeah.
And it's not like we said, "Fuck you." We weren't. No, we were like, he commanded a certain respect.
Yeah.
We were really like, wow, we messed up.
Yep.
Like we were sad, but like, whoa, like he means business. And you know what? We fucking never did it again.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see
And
you can see the look in their eyes, you know, as
yeah,
kids, like they know they fucked up.
it's just important. It's
Yeah.
important. And like he wasn't, it wasn't like okay, you learned your lesson. I really was keeping it in my trunk. They're back. No, he fucking was for real. He gave them away. So it's not like, oh, well, if we fly straight and we clean up, we'll get it back. No, it was gone. And we had to accept it and just do better. So we were really good kids. And but yeah, my younger siblings that came much later that grew up with my dad, they were different. They were spoiled rotten. And if I think about my brother Skeet, like in that situation where like he was in situations like that, like when my dad died, he was rolling over my mom left and right. They were just, you know, they just took dominance in that household, ran her over. And you know, she was in this weird place where, oh, their dad died and she was just kind of letting them. And my little brothers were fucking assholes. And I would come over there every now and again as the adult. I would like come visit and I would try and fucking put them in line, but the damage was done. They were rotten.
Yeah.
You couldn't fucking make them wise up. You couldn't make them understand because you have to get them young.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to get them young because, and I remember my mom was so soft on them. She'd make like fucking empty threats. Like, I'm going to take back your Christmas gifts. Well, and literally they'd be like, if you do that, I'll fucking kill you. Okay, you make a good point, type of thing. Like they were like Maury Povich kids, dude.
Yeah.
And my mom, she was spoiling them.
Yeah.
She was like blowing my dad's fucking insurance money.
Oh, okay.
She fucking squandered it, just spoiling these fucking rotten kids that were treating her like shit. And I'm like, it was ass backwards. I'm like, what are you doing? And I remember I came over there one Christmas and I saw how my little brother was being. My mom was not brave enough to do anything. I fucking stood up to this little shit. I said, motherfucker. I went to her closet. I fucking showed him all the gifts they were getting that year. He had a PS4, whatever, brand new at the time. Like PS, maybe whatever it was, PS4. She spoiled the fuck out of him because she felt bad that their dad died.
Yeah.
Fucking
yeah.
A guy who fucking clearly had to die, died. Ah, boo-hoo, get over it. Anyway, I literally took bags. I said, look, this is what you're getting, man. Oh, this would have been a cool Christmas. Oh, man, look at, they were getting the coolest shit that I never got as a kid. I fucking took it, showed in his face, and I left the house, and I came back 30 minutes later with a return receipt from Best Buy and all this shit. Say, hey, look. and I fucking gave it to my mom. You bitch. And he's like, I fucking hate you. And it doesn't matter. It's like he couldn't just chill. I'd be like, dude, I'm giving you one chance to do this. Fuck you. All right. Well, he calls your bluff because my mom or whoever would fucking, they were always bluffing. So they can roll over and he wasn't playing game. So I'm like, all right, well, they're not calling my bluff, but they were rotten. They were rotten and they could not be fixed. So it was completely the opposite of how I was when our toys and how your kids are, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
And so I've just seen it. I've seen how kids get fucking rotten to the core.
Oh, absolutely, man.
And you just want to strangle them. Like I couldn't believe him. Like, you motherfucker. You know how much I would have killed as a kid to get the newest console?
Oh God, I know, right?
I got a Sega CD because they were getting clearanced out at Toy fucking Liquid, KB Toys, and it was like fucking $50, which I loved my Sega CD. But I'm like, I was always getting the shit that was like not even, they weren't making them anymore. So it's like
you treat that thing like fine china, man.
Yeah, it's just like I remember I wanted like a PlayStation so bad, and because it's like that was like the newest console on Sega Saturn, and I'm like, oh, and I unwrapped the gifts, and it's like, oh, Sega CD, this thing that bombed 2 years ago. Like they're getting rid of some inventory at like fucking Toy Liquidators, dude. Remember like the Toy Liquidator stores at the outlets?
Yeah.
And but I loved it. We didn't complain. I'm like, cool, man. What is this? It was like whatever. It is what it is. But kids are shit sometimes. But that's funny. I was just curious to how you handled that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, I can hang it over their heads all summer and get them to do whatever I want if they want it back.
Dude, I mean, at least you're giving them some kind of an opportunity to earn it back.
Though. I haven't told them that yet.
Oh, you haven't told him that. Okay.
No.
So you're doing the thing that I would have liked my grandpa, but my grandpa was serious. Like if you were like my grandpa, you'd be like, no, I did it and it's done. Get over it. Oh, okay. But
well, I mean, if I can bribe him, with cleaning the house for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. And that's
then it gets him in a routine, and then I'll keep
Yeah.
it going. It's that sort of thing,
Yeah. I remember my dad. I don't think I've ever told the story. Have I ever told a story about how I knocked my brother's teeth out?
I don't remember.
Okay. I don't think I've told it on a podcast. But maybe. Anyway, so when I was a kid, when I was like 10, I accidentally knocked my brother's teeth out, who was 5. Okay. Now, was I much older? Yes, but I was still a kid. I was like 10. Come on. We were playing. We were roughhousing. I fucking accidentally, our basement was just like Travis's.
Yeah.
We had the same split level house in Millard. Exact same as Travis's, except we didn't have a toilet in the laundry room. Like it was just a laundry room, but it was the same. And you know how like, I think Travis's was the same where it was like concrete.
Yeah.
There'd be like little like rug or something like that in the main, but there's pieces of concrete exposed
in the laundry room. Yeah.
Or even like little exposed in the main floor. Yeah, whatever. And whatever, we were roughhousing. As a result of my actions, my little brother got all his teeth. He was like, they were like baby teeth, but smashed out because it hit in that concrete. Was that my intention? Absolutely not. Right. Did I probably deserve punishment? Yeah, I mean, accident or not, you should probably make something out of it.
Yeah.
But my dad proceeded to come downstairs, beat me worse than I've ever been beat in my life. He threw me into the corner. He bare-fisted my fucking face, beat the shit out of me. Like I was bludgeoned. And he was beating my skull, dude. I was like trying to cover my face and protect my head, and he was hitting me with fucking full force, this big gorilla. And then after he beat the shit out of me, he tore my room apart. He ripped everything down off my walls. He fucking smashed my fucking game systems. He fucking took my CDs. Like he didn't smash those, he took them probably. I don't know why he used to keep them. Fucking stole my shit. Yeah, and he stole my shit. And he was his whole thing was, as he was yelling at me and beat the shit, like, oh, like you're clearly not old enough for this type of stuff. Like what? I'm not old enough to listen to Metallica because I accidentally knocked my brother's teeth out. Like I didn't fucking like have a hit on him. It was an accident. We were playing. Like his fucking like logic was fucked. He was just taking his anger out of me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had nothing. And then that's when I may have told this story. After he beat the shit out of me, he fucking he grabbed me by the fucking neck like you do a dog. He dragged me into the garage. And it's important that I tell you it's exactly like Travis's house so you can get a visual picture.
Yeah.
Because you know what Travis's garage looked like.
Yeah, it has a pole in there, right?
Except Travis had didn't Travis have one or two? Did he have one garage? One car?
Yeah, one.
We had 2. So that's the only difference.
Okay.
But anyway, he dragged me in the garage. I'm fucking beat to shit, crying and everything else. And he throws me into the middle of the fucking garage. And then he flicks the lights in the garage. And this is like just something that was relevant at the time. And the light was out because he had told me, like, hey, put a new light in there, maybe like earlier that day. I don't know. But he used this as an opportunity. He said, I thought I told you to fucking change that light bulb. And so I'm just like quivering in the fucking bleeding in the fucking ground. And so he takes a lawn chair that we have stacked in the garage. He takes a lawn chair and he sits it with authority right below the light and gives me a fucking light. And he says, change it. And I'm like quivering. He picks me up and fucking throws me to the chair. And he's making me step on the chair to fucking, and I'm shaking. What do you think I think's going to happen?
He's gonna kick it out.
Yes. I get up on there. As soon as I get both my feet, he fucking kicks the fucking chair underneath me. I fucking land on the glass light bulb. I got glass all on my back. And he just beat the shit out of me. And then after he beat the shit out of me, I had to go upstairs and he made me look at my brother and what I did to him. And while I've got glass in me and I'm beat to shit, and I had to fucking tell him I'm sorry. And I look worse than he does at this point. and then my punishment was then that from the entire summer, because it was summer, I had to get up when my little sister did. I have to get up at like fucking 5 a.m. He was gonna wake me up every morning at 5 a.m. The fucking rooster crowing, I'm up. I'm gonna watch fucking PBS with my sister because I'm a fucking baby. You're a fucking child. So I'm gonna watch PBS with my fucking toddler sister. I had to watch Teletubbies all summer. I had to fucking wake up because I'm not old enough to fucking watch programming that's age appropriate. Like, okay. And now, luckily for my brother, this was the summer leading into kindergarten.
Yeah.
So his teeth got bashed out this summer, and they were all baby teeth.
Yeah.
So I didn't knock out any permanent teeth.
Yeah.
And he started. He started kindergarten with like a few missing, but little kids look okay with no teeth.
Yeah.
A couple teeth gone. It wasn't a big deal. And karma did him a favor because he's got perfectly fucking straight teeth. Look at my teeth, guys. His teeth grew in fucking straight. Maybe I fucking did something.
Just go up to him and tell him you're welcome.
Because you're welcome. People say like your teeth grow crooked because when you have people don't pull out their baby teeth when they should. They let them fall out naturally. You shouldn't do that because your fucking grown-up teeth are growing in with you should pull them out. Yeah. So I did him a fucking favor, I think, when I knocked out all his baby teeth prematurely. And so all his fucking adult teeth came in with no fucking problem. So
straight veneers, huh?
Man. Yeah, man. And so I still look at that's what I think. I think to this day, I'm like, look, this is karma. But anyway, that fucking day, man, that day in particular really sticks with me because he really beat the living shit out of me. And the thing was it was summertime, so I didn't have to take off of school. I just had to stay in the house because people couldn't see me beat the shit because somebody might hold them accountable for God's sakes and call the cops. But, that shit happens during the school year. You just have to stay home.
Yeah,
dude, my fucking threw hot ramen on my brother, dude. Oof. Scalding hot ramen noodles and water.
Oof.
And he had to fucking stay home because you can't go to fucking school with fucking 2nd-degree burns all over your body. Or whatever the fuck it is, dude.
Oh.
So yeah, it sounds like you're doing your kids right. Anyway,
I'm giving it to him easy.
Nobody should give it to him as hard as
I know. I'm just saying.
My grandpa was the perfect barometer. You should never get to that point. It should be like a respect thing.
I don't get.
Yeah, from an early age, man. You treat them right, they'll walk straight. But
you gotta take their stuff away, take their privileges away. Absolutely.
I honestly think too, and I don't know what your stance is or what you do, but I'm not against spanking, but I think I don't have a kid yet. I think if you're doing it right and you got a good kid, you shouldn't have to spank.
No, we don't need to.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like if you're doing it right from the ground up, you shouldn't have to spank them. I mean, I guess if you have to, I'm not against spanking. Like some kids need it, but
my kids don't like. They love my wife, like they love their mom. They don't like me, and like I heard the motto. Somebody, I can't remember who said it.
Boys to girls, but if you had a daughter, like the daughter would probably be wrapped around your finger. It'd be the opposite.
Hate me now, love me later, which
oh God,
is a perfect
No, because my dad abused those fucking
but
phrases.
It's not that extreme. Let's just
my dad, after my dad beat the shit out of us, dude, he'd look at me, he'd look at my mom. My mom would be like, Brian, no, stop, Brian. Like she wouldn't do anything. She would just like fucking be like the olive oil. Like, Mom, if you're not gonna help, just fucking get out of here. Yeah. Oh, Popeye. And she would be like, anyway, my dad would always turn at her and be like, they might not like me, but they will respect me. So it's like one of those fucking this fucking thing. Like, God, yeah, okay.
No, I lead by example. I'm not like your father. Let's just say that. So
anyway, where are we? I feel like there's gonna be some comments to what we were just talking about. So let me read them here. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'm like out of whack here. Oh wow, I'm missing some East St. Louis comments. Great. See that sign that say rib tips? New York is too much and too big for me to really enjoy. Yeah. New York's all right if you like saxophones. Aaron's about to go Charles Bronson on New York City. I wish I could go Charles Bronson with my dad, clearly. Wish I can go back in time.
Looks like we have a new listener, Slay.
Oh, that's low. That's my sister-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Loli. Are you still on? um. Anyway, I said $1 bitch to a bum. Yeah, exactly. They you give them 50 cents. No, they want more. Don't even try and buy them some
It's like
food.
Scary Movie. I said,
Like, hey, I'm gonna buy you some food. No, they don't want your food. They want your money for drugs, right? It's the cliche. It's insensitive to assume, but it's true. They want your money for drugs. I was in a subway in New York. It might have been when I hung out with Josh James, because Josh James, when I was in New York the last time, he took a train up from New Jersey. We went to the Room screening in NYC with Tommy Wiseau. It was a great time. And I think that's why I was taking a late subway, and I was in a subway at like fucking 2 a.m, and it's like empty. You don't want to be in the subways after hours. That's a scary place because it's kind of eerily quiet, and the people that you do see, they stay away. Anyway, this guy, I remember turning around to go another direction of the subway, and this fucking bum was right behind me, and he blew crack smoke in my face.
oh Jesus.
Fucking crack smoke in my face. You might be asking yourself, why do you know what crack smoke is? Exhibit A, my dad. I'm just saying, but yeah, I was like, oh, it's just a dump, dude. I just can't express it enough. Wow, 30 records. Well, I'm really behind. Yeah, we're bringing up the good stuff from my story. Yeah, 30 records. Dude, I'm so excited. I still haven't listened to my Tony, sorry, not my Tony Iommi Black Sabbath record. Fucking Glenn Hughes. I'm so happy. That was my score. Try to solder it. Be like Angry Grandpa and buy a burner PS3 and just break it. Be like, you could do that, dude. Just act like you're buying your kid a present just so you can break it in front of him. Like, hey, I was gonna give this to you. I had it as a surprise, and you really didn't. But now I don't think I want to give it to you. You break it.
Yeah.
Or you could even just like bluff and be like, you're lying, but like, I bought you guys fucking whatever. Like, let's say they didn't have a PS5. You would be like, I bought you guys one. I took it back because you were little assholes. You know what? No.
I feel bad for my 8-year-old, but then I don't. So
no, like it's exactly like you said. What hate you now? What is it? Hate you now, love you later. Whatever you said. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna remember that. It's gonna instill, and all the shit that's happening when they're like little kids. It's not gonna. No, it's fine. You're doing the right thing. Not to say that what happens now doesn't stick with them, because it does, but not stuff like that. Like stuff that they'll understand later when they mature. Like, oh yeah, that's because they're gonna do the same stuff to their kids.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, if you're beating your kids, or God forbid somebody fucking molest their kid, yeah, that shit stays with them. That's not good.
Yeah,
they're definitely sponges, but like they're gonna grow up and mature and be like, man, fuck my dad for fucking me.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna be like, man, my dad was right. That's what you gotta do. I'll do it to my kids too. I'll take away their stuff, and they're gonna obey. What an alpha. I love PBS. Okay. Oh yeah, the PBS. Dude, that was the day of Teletubbies, man. Teletubbies was all the rage in like 96 or whatever it was, and my little sister was obsessed with that shit. And anyway, my dad hung out with some seedy characters too. I remember one time he worked in restaurants, and I remember it was a restaurant he was managing, and he would always bond with like people that were cooks, because the people that were cooks were kind of like him, not educated, maybe even did prison time. That's like short order cooks for you.
Yeah.
And so he'd hang out with these people, and I remember like one time he made us go to like a Chuck E. Cheese. He never took us to Chuck E. Cheese, but it was this a kid of this guy, this druggy loser he worked with, his birthday, and they were taking his kid to Chuck E. Cheese. So we all had to go and kind of hang out with this little kid. And I remember like a week after that guy went to fucking prison because he fucking drowned his fucking kid in a scalding hot bathtub or something.
Oh my God.
I actually don't think the kid died. I think he had a whole bunch of burns, and he fucking like, he hurt him real bad. I don't think the kid died though. I'm like, yeah, Dad, this is and it was funny. Like, even like they were judging him. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, Dad? Like, the only difference is he got arrested. Are you fucking kidding me, you asshole? You know what I mean? It's like, isn't it funny? The people that you hang around with, the people you attract, and you don't even see it. Like, all right. Anyway, exhibit ramen burns or whatever. Anyway, my maternal grandfather would have a belt hanging on the wall, and all he had to do was snap that belt, and we got in line. Oh yeah, dude, I know the belt, dude. You aren't related to the Lipscomb Motor guys, huh? That's so funny. The only thing I know from Lipscomb Motors is in Springfield. You're not from Missouri, are you? How do you know Lipscomb? Interesting. I knew of like, maybe we're talking about different things. I think there's a Lipscomb University too.
Yeah, there is.
All I know is
I think it's African American University, isn't it?
all I know is if you Google Lipscomb and like Facebook, it's all black guys, which is great. That's fine. It just tells you that like I'm adopted, so it's just funny. Like, I can't find my roots because it's like clearly I'm not like roots, you know. But it's weird. I just know that my birth name is York. My dad was he found out his real dad was a guy named York, and so which makes more sense, you know. And which, you know what, Lipscomb is a German name. Lipscomb, it's German, so even like it's like all black people that seem to have that name. It has to be a slave name, unfortunately. It has to be because it's a German name. But anyway, that's a detour. Who's Lipscomb in your family? What? I'm Lipscomb. Who's on first? Anyway, what else, Todd? I interrupted you because you're talking about your dog. That's real sad, and I hate that, dude. I read about that and I was real sad, and because then I went down like the fucking rabbit hole of looking at other dogs, and I get so sad, dude. Now my algorithm's fucked ever since then because now I'm getting fed all these like shelter pages that are trying to find like these, and they show the pictures of like dogs looking really sad in the cages. Like, he's only got 24 hours. Somebody please adopt him. And it breaks my heart.
Yeah, I was pretty broken up. I mean, it pretty much happened within a week. Like a week, she's just, I mean, went downhill and she was gone. By Friday, we were like, okay, we need to put her down tomorrow because like you could tell she was like, it was like doggy hospice, dude, just out of nowhere. It was crazy, man. But yeah, she was like 10 and a half years old, almost 11. So
see, that's I know it's so my dog, I snuggled my dog extra hard that night. Whenever I like see something like your stuff, or I see like another sad post to like, oh, I can't look, and I have to go like hug my dog. And because you know, with smaller dogs, they tend to live longer. Like his breed, he's a Maltese. Hopefully we get at least 15 years with them, but he could live up to 20. You know, 15. You know, obviously dogs get sick and maybe that stuff gets affected, but in those dogs, I think it's because they live so long. But that dog's gonna end up costing me money. They end up having like joint problems, and he's gonna be
that ones. Yeah,
in a few years. I'm probably gonna. Did you have pet insurance?
No, no. She was having, so she had issues with allergies, terrible allergies that we didn't know about until she was like, it hit like 3 or 4. So I would get pet insurance if you got a puppy. Absolutely.
Well, I have Ozzy's 5 years old now, but you know, they kind of I think they recommend. I asked my vet, they're like, you know, maybe when he's about 8, you should consider it. I don't want to get it; it's so expensive.
Well, depending on if they have a history of allergies, because I mean, the food we had to give her was like $100 a month, dude. It was expensive.
My dog seems to eat anything. He seems to be fine, but like, you know, in the next couple of years, we're gonna have to think about getting insurance, you know, because we want to get ahead of that. But you know, I don't want to do it earlier. There's no reason. He's healthy right now, but like his breed, they notoriously have bad joints because they jump. You see my dog jumps.
Oh yeah,
he's just landing on his fucking joints or whatever. And even now, I don't know if he was born with it, but he like skips like his back hind leg when he walks. He kind of like skips it because he's got his knee, either his knee buckles. I don't think it hurts him, but whatever. And I'm just like, I know that knee's going to be problems and he's going to have issues. So, but anyway, hopefully we got 15 to 20 with him. But Mutineer, do they leave you on the doorsteps of the Bass Pro? So you do know Springfield, the Bass Pro headquarters in there. Which, by the way, if you ever, I don't see why I'm not in Springfield anymore. I don't know why you'd ever go back to Springfield, Todd, but they built like that whole underground fucking attraction under the Bass Pro Center there. It's fucking awesome. Like the whole exhibit and stuff. And it's just, it's a lot of fun. It's funny because there's not a lot of anything to do in Springfield, but like that's awesome.
I love the Bass Pro.
But that's like, did you ever go to that Bass Pro? Did we ever go to that?
I don't know if we went to that one.
That's the big one. That's the main Bass Pro, and it's already big as it is. But they have this whole attraction. It's almost like a fucking Henry Dorley attraction underneath, and all kinds of shit. It's really really cool. But I went a few years ago. Actually, next time I go back, I'll probably go again because it was neat. Yeah, I love Bass Pro too. Even though I don't go fishing or hunting, there's something about those stores that are really neat. I love being in them. Yeah, Mendoza gives his condolences. Oh, by the way, Mutineer, I wasn't adopted. My dad was. My dad was adopted, and he's got the adopted name, which he passed down to me. You know, it's funny. I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? My name's not very attractive. I don't like my last name, Lipscomb. I've never really felt good. And I'm like, man, if I ever try and make it in the industry, or if I want to like be a writer or a filmmaker, maybe I should just change my name. Maybe I should take on my mom's side of the family, Whited, or I'll take York. But I'm like, first of all, I don't know the fucker that abandoned my dad, that fucked his slut mom, and I at a bar. Like, I don't want that guy's fucking name, even though York's a nice name. It looks good on paper. And I'm like, oh, I should be proud of my name, but I'm not really proud of my name. It's not even a family name. It's a fucking adopted name. And my dad was an asshole. I'm not really. I feel like I'm a man without a face here. I don't know what the fuck. I hate that I got to pass that name on, frankly, because I don't even like it. But anyway, I don't feel ownership of it, if that makes sense. Anyway, what was her name? My slut grandmother?
Nala. Nala.
Oh, yeah. She was a golden retriever, right?
A lab retriever, yeah.
Or a lab retriever, yeah. Mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have seen her walking around down here occasionally, but
you'll see her in a lot of the streams.
Yeah.
She shed a lot. That's what I remember.
Yeah, she did.
I remember crashing on your couch in the basement and always having hair all over me.
Yeah. I'll miss it.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Ozzy doesn't shed any. I'm so glad he doesn't shed. But yeah, I would probably miss it too. You know, I'm sure when Ozzy's gone, I constantly have claw marks all over my body. I take off my shirt because he loves me and he likes to jump on me and hang out on my chest. And I'm just like, he'll get me good and whatever. And you know, it looks like I have an exciting sex life, but no, it's my dog. And I claw marks all my fucking. Even my wife will ask you all the time, like, "What the fuck's on your back?" Like, I'm having an affair. No, that's what I wish I could say because that's more exciting. But no, it's the fucking dog. Like it's like he's all over me in bed because he wants to snuggle with me, dude. All night. Take your wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. I don't know. Anyway, my aunt's dog just died on St. Patty's Day. Dog had bad timing. Yeah, sorry about that.
March sucks.
God, this party really died.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, I'm about ready to hit the sack here soon, man.
Started talking about child abuse and punishing kids and fucking dogs dying. God,
we'll be on tomorrow though. It'll be more upbeat.
Oh yeah, because yeah. Is there a plan for tomorrow? Should we do a tier list? Do you guys want to see a tier list or something?
Yeah, if there's something that they want us to do a tier list on,
somebody call out a tier list and we'll do it. Like promise, it could be anything, not like dick sizes and
movie tier list or
anything else. Give us a tier list.
Whatever.
You have T-minus 30 seconds to pump out a tier list. M. Night tier list.
I haven't seen all the M. Night.
I haven't seen all of them. I refuse to. I want to do that. I mean, if you guys want Shyamalan tier list, you guys might have to help with it. The Leprechaun movies, there's only like, how many are there? 4 Leprechaun Hood 1 and 2. There's like 7, including the reboot. There's not enough. We could do a tier list that's strictly Shyamalan and Leprechaun movies. Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, we could do that if they want. If they gotta help us out though, they gotta help us out.
Just M. Night and Leprechaun. It's just a big.
They gotta help us out, man.
You're gonna see a lot of Leprechaun taking up that top, and for me,
I can't even remember some of the Leprechaun movies.
I think we got to do a tier list though. Let's do a tier list tomorrow, even if it's like one of that one where we just have like a randomizer or just kind of do it.
You always do the randomizer, yeah.
It's like a book, endless horror movies or whatever. I want to talk about Leprechaun. I love Leprechaun, man. How come we've never done Leprechaun? I did every Leprechaun movie with Mac and Zach, but I feel like I got to do them with you.
Man,
you don't like Leprechaun?
They're fine. I'm not a huge Leprechaun guy.
You know that motherfucker has a name.
They're fine.
I just found out yesterday that fucking leprechaun has a name. Like, let me see. What is
Hornswoggle?
No, what is the leprechaun's name? What the fuck is his name in the movie? Hold on. Does anybody know in the movie Leprechaun? What the fuck is his name? See, even on like the fucking Wikipedia, they don't show a name because they just call him the fucking leprechaun. God, they even call him leprechaun. He's got a name, and it blew me away. And I'm like, oh my God, I just thought he was the leprechaun. But yeah, we'll do something tomorrow. We'll do a tier list. We'll have a good time. Have some drinks, shake our wee-wees. It'll be a good night. So later, guys. Thanks for joining us. Have fun.
See you guys.
Bye.